A nation divided. The return of Donald Trump. The 2024 presidential election sent shockwaves across the United States. Donald Trump, despite facing multiple criminal and civil cases, secured a victory against incumbent President Joe Biden. The nation found itself deeply divided, with Trump's supporters celebrating his return to power and his detractors expressing profound concern about the future of American democracy. Trump's inauguration as the 47th president on January 20, 2025, marked a historic moment in American history. He became the first convicted felon to assume the presidency, a testament to his enduring appeal among a significant portion of the electorate. His return to the White House signaled a potential shift in the political landscape and a resurgence of the populist wave that swept him to power in 2016. The divisions within the country were palpable. Trump's rhetoric during the campaign and his ongoing legal battles had further polarized the nation. The sense of uncertainty and apprehension among many Americans was undeniable as they braced themselves for another tumultuous 4 years under a Trump presidency. As Trump settled into his second term, the weight of his legal troubles loomed large. The outcome of these cases held significant implications not only for Trump's own future, but also for the future of the country. The nation watched closely, wondering if the rule of law would prevail or if Trump's presidency would further erode the norms and institutions that had long defined American democracy. Stormy weather. The hush money conviction. One of the most prominent legal battles that followed Trump into his second term was the hush money case in New York. The case stemmed from allegations that Trump had paid adult film star Stormy Daniels hush money during the 2016 election to keep quiet about an alleged affair. The trial and subsequent conviction of Trump on charges related to the hush money payments sent shockwaves through the nation. It was an unprecedented event in American history, a former president found guilty of a crime. The verdict was seen by many as a victory for the rule of law, demonstrating that even the most powerful person in the country was not above the law. However, the sentencing phase of the trial brought a different outcome. Judge Juan Merchan, who presided over the case, sentenced Trump to an unconditional discharge, meaning no probation or jail time. The judge cited Trump's age, lack of prior criminal history, and the non-violent nature of the offense as factors in his decision. Despite avoiding jail time, the conviction itself remained a significant stain on Trump's legacy. He continued to maintain his innocence, claiming that the case was politically motivated. Regardless of his claims, the hush money case cast a long shadow over his second term, a constant reminder of the legal vulnerabilities that continued to plague him. Business as unusual. Falsifying records. In addition to the hush money case, Trump faced another legal challenge in New York related to his business dealings. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office charged Trump with falsifying business records, alleging that he had misrepresented the value of his assets to secure loans and other financial benefits. The charges against Trump were serious, alleging a pattern of deception and fraud that spanned several years. Prosecutors argued that Trump had inflated the value of his properties to obtain favorable loan terms and then deflated them to reduce his tax burden. They presented evidence of financial statements, emails, and other documents that they claimed proved Trump's intent to deceive. Trump vehemently denied the allegations, claiming that he was the victim of a political witch hunt. He argued that his business practices were common in the real estate industry and that he had never intended to break the law. His legal team mounted a vigorous defense, seeking to discredit the prosecution's witnesses and poke holes in their case. As the trial progressed, the nation watched closely, the outcome carrying significant implications for Trump's future. A conviction on these charges could have resulted in a lengthy prison sentence, potentially ending his political career and further tarnishing his legacy. Above the law, the scope of presidential immunity. Throughout his legal battles, Trump consistently invoked the concept of presidential immunity as a shield against prosecution. He argued that as a former president, he was immune from criminal charges for actions taken while in office. This claim sparked a fierce debate about the limits of presidential power and the reach of the justice system. The issue of presidential immunity had long been a subject of legal scholarship and debate. While the Constitution provides some protections for presidents, it does not explicitly grant them absolute immunity from criminal prosecution. The Supreme Court had previously ruled that presidents are not above the law, but had also recognized certain limitations on their prosecution. Trump's claims of immunity were tested in several of the cases against him. The Justice Department, under the Biden administration, had initially declined to prosecute Trump for obstruction of justice related to the Mueller investigation, citing concerns about presidential immunity. However, the department later reversed course, appointing a special counsel to investigate Trump's role in the January 6th Capitol riot and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The Supreme Court also weighed in on the issue of presidential immunity, issuing a landmark ruling in 2024. The court held that presidents enjoy broad immunity from civil lawsuits related to their official actions while in office. The ruling was a significant victory for Trump, potentially shielding him from liability in a number of civil cases, including those brought by E. Jean Carroll and several women who had accused him of sexual misconduct. The scope of presidential immunity remained a contentious issue. While the Supreme Court's ruling provided some clarity, it also left many questions unanswered. The debate over the limits of presidential power and accountability was far from over. Section 5, Election Interference, a Cloud of Suspicion. The specter of election interference loomed large over Trump's second term. Allegations that he had attempted to overturn the results of the 2020 election and his role in the January 6th Capitol riot continued to dog him. The Justice Department's investigation into the January 6th riot was particularly concerning for Trump. Special counsel Jack Smith had assembled a team of experienced prosecutors and investigators, and they were aggressively pursuing a wide range of leads. The investigation focused not only on the rioters themselves, but also on any individuals who may have aided, abetted, or conspired with them. Trump repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, claiming that the investigation was a politically motivated witch hunt. He maintained that he had done nothing wrong, and that the January 6th riot was the result of spontaneous outrage among his supporters. However, mounting evidence, including testimony from former White House officials and Trump's own words and actions, suggested otherwise. The Justice Department's investigation was not the only legal threat facing Trump related to election interference. A grand jury in Fulton County, Georgia, was also investigating Trump's efforts to overturn the election results in that state. The investigation, led by District Attorney Fani Willis, focused on a phone call in which Trump pressured Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find enough votes to overturn Biden's victory in the state. The election interference investigations posed a significant legal and political threat to Trump. If charged and convicted, he could face serious penalties, including imprisonment. Moreover, the investigations further eroded public trust in American democracy and cast a dark cloud over Trump's presidency. Allegations of misconduct and various judgments have been a recurring theme in Trump's career. From business dealings to political maneuvers, the scrutiny has been relentless. Each allegation brings with it a wave of media attention and public debate, often polarizing the nation further. The New York State fraud case is another chapter in this ongoing saga. Accusations of financial misrepresentation and fraudulent activities have led to intense legal battles. The case has drawn significant attention, raising questions about accountability and the rule of law. In a move that many see as a blow to democracy, efforts to revoke voter registration have sparked outrage. Critics argue that these actions undermine the fundamental right to vote, a cornerstone of democratic society. The debate over voter registration continues to be a contentious issue, reflecting deeper divisions within the country. As the nation grapples with its future, the impact of these events cannot be overstated. The decisions made today will shape the course of the country for years to come. It's a time of uncertainty and reflection, as citizens and leaders alike navigate the complexities of an ever-changing political landscape.